we go.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to Travis and Vic's Drunken Horror Adventures. Sawtober is almost at a finale. It's kind of sad, really, but at the same time, I'm excited. I'm your host, or one of your hosts, Travis. I'm joined by the mighty Victor, who has just completed like a 12-hour day of work.
What is up, man? Not only did I just complete a 12-hour day of work, I'm sitting in fucking traffic.
Well, that's
just
some bullshit. You heading
doing nothing.
You heading down to E-Town?
I am. I'm stupid.
Well, it rained today in the Ville, or it rained last night, so everybody's scared and running into each other. So that's how that goes.
Is that what this is, or it's either that or construction?
It's something. I don't know. So, Vic, tonight we're going to be talking about Saw 6 and Saw the Final Chapter, Saw 3D, Saw 7, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're talking about tonight. So kind of excited about it because this is the precursor to us going to see Jigsaw Thursday night. Pretty excited about that as well, assuming our movie pass holds up for us, since we'll have to buy it 30 minutes in advance rather than, just being able to walk in like we can for most movies.
Yeah, no doubt, but hey, hopefully it works, man. Hopefully it works.
Well, I'm 4 for 4 so far, so we'll see how this one goes on opening night. But, Saw 6 came out in 2009, October 23rd, 2009, Vic. That's a long-ass time ago, and it doesn't feel like that long. It's just insane to me that these movies, it just seems like they've been around all this time, but, it's been a while.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, dude. Like, Saw 6 came out, like, fucking 7 years ago, whatever, man. It's weird to me.
Fucking crazy. So, as I talked about last episode, Saw 5 got a 5.8 on IMDb. Not one of the higher up, entries into the series as far as IMDb goes. So, what do you think about the follow-up, Vic? What do you think Saw 6 gets?
So usually I try to go with what I know how IMDb people are. The further it goes into a franchise, the lower the scores go. That's just how it works. Because, like, these people are like robots. They're like retarded robots, actually. But I'm going to go with how I truly feel on this one. And I'm going to say a 6.5.
All right. So it went up from 5.8. You've got that part right. It didn't go up a lot, though. It went up to a 6.0. So 6.0.
Okay. It's good. It went up.
It's an increase. That's the important thing, yeah. So, like I said, October 23rd, 2009, this bad boy came out. Let's check out the budget and all that good shit. Budget, $11 million. It went up slightly. The gross in the U.S., it dropped considerably, Vic. It was only $27 million.
Oh, shit.
So a big drop. No wonder they decided that the one after this would be the last one. So
yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they went on and greenlit that next one.
I saw something here. I was looking at the company credits, and one of the production companies actually involved with this was a Bigger Boat Productions. And I always remember this because it was involved with Hatchet also, and maybe Frozen as well. And I always remember a Bigger Boat production company because that's a Jaws reference.
Yeah.
So good shit there all around. Now, you and I both watched Saw 6 and Saw 7 over the last couple of days. But again, I've told you, after part 3 or so, they all run together for me. So it's all kind of like watching them over again. And you can see how they all run together because this whole thing's just one big story. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, Vic, I'm gonna do the honors of doing the rundown since you're driving. I'll do both rundowns tonight and kind of wrap this thing up for Saw 6 and Saw 7. Let's get into Saw 6 real quick. So the movie opens up in a kind of a similar fashion to the other films, where you've got a woman who's played by Tanedra Howard, who is, and I remember this, Vic. I remember this well. The Scream Queens reality show. I think I used to watch it with my ex-wife, and the winner of it would get a spot in Saw, and this chick did. It's the black chick at the start of this movie.
Awesome.
Yep.
I don't even remember that shit. That's awesome.
Yep. It was on MTV, I believe. So she awakens in this dark room, and she's got a trap on her head. kind of looks like the jaw trap, except you can see her face more. And it's like a headset with 2 bolts placed at her temples in kind of a position that will drill into her brain if it activates. So maybe not the most disgusting trap, but effective, because if something drills into your brain, you're probably dead. And across the room, separated from her location, is this fence that's impassable. I mean, it's one of those fences kind of like you see in a lot of the warehouses in the Saw movies. You've got this fat guy who wakes up, and he's got the same device on his head. And, you know, she's telling him, don't move. And he, you know, he's all groggy and he moves, you know, he panics. And both of them at this point have activated a timer, or at least the first thing that goes off is this TV. And, you know, you get the signature TV message from Jigsaw. This one's the puppet. Because sometimes you'll actually see John Kramer on there, but this time it's the puppet. John Kramer's long dead, as we well know. I mean, long dead in this, though. Who knows how long that is, because they all, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're boom, 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 boom. They're all like Halloween in 1 and 2. So they're really close together. Well, Jigsaw blames these two for their roles in medical insurance crimes, because apparently they're denying policies and claims for profit. And, you know, he kind of directs their attention to the scale mounted between the fences. And one of the two has to die. That's just the way it is with this game, according to Jigsaw. And the survivor will be the one who cuts off the most flesh from their own bodies and places it on the scale in a 60-second time frame. And, Vic, we've already got an idea here. So, you know, in the first one, somebody has to cut off their own foot. And in this one, it's all about, you know, sacrifice. You need to cut off fucking flesh from your own body. And whoever cuts off the most, you know, gets to live. That's fuck. That's so fuck.
It's fucking horrible, man.
Well, Jigsaw kind of shows them what will happen if they're unsuccessful. It basically tells them that a warning twist of the screw headsets, which kind of gives them like minor injuries. And so basically it'll tell them that it'll drill into their brain and kill them. So when the tape stops, as always, the man, or you know, the timer starts for 60 seconds. So the fat guy, he takes a fucking knife from a table of tools left by Jigsaw, and these are all like cutlery, and he just starts cutting away pieces of his love handles for the scale. And Vic, it's not the most disgusting thing I've seen in the series, but it was pretty fucking nasty, wasn't it?
Yeah, man, and he's like, I'm not gonna fucking die for you, bitch, and he starts going to fucking town, dude. Like, oh my god, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, he does what he does what he thinks the smart thing. He's a fat guy. He's going to cut off the excess fat. I mean, they said flesh, right?
Yeah,
well, on the other side, she kind of raises her shirt up and looks down, and it's like, you know, she's fit. She doesn't have anything to cut off, and she's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? So,
yep.
She starts trying to cut her chains first, but that doesn't work, obviously. And, you know, this guy's already cut a portion of his flesh away and dropped it into the scale. So he's winning at this point. You know, it's already started. And, you know, she panics, and she starts tying surgical tubing around her upper arm to form like a makeshift tourniquet. And she starts to cut her arm off with a knife, which, by the way, you know, there's a fucking meat cleaver laying right there. Why would you, like, go... That sounds, like, extra painful for no reason. I mean, as horrible as it is, why would you do the slow method?
Yeah, man. She's just sitting there fucking trying to carve that shit off, man.
Oh, it's fucking nasty, dude. It's just like when... And I feel like this shows a little bit more than when Dr. Gordon was cutting his foot off, you know? It's a little bit more explicit.
Yeah.
I'm sure they cut seconds out of it, too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, so, you know, by the time she's working on her arm, this guy, you know, he's already placed a second hunk of flesh on the scale, so he's well ahead at this point. And, you know, with seconds left to spare, she finally fucking grabs this meat cleaver and brutally hacks away at her entire arm, severs it, staggers over to the scale, drops it in there, and then the swings on the weight, you know, goes into her favor, and the dude dies as the headset drills into his brain. She survives. You end the opening scene. Pretty cool opening. I have to say, I think it was a better opening than... Which one was the one where the two guys were tied up to each other? Saw 5? Or was no, Saw 4?
Fuck, I don't remember now. Like
you know what I'm saying? They all run together. I'm pretty sure it's Saw 4 where the guy's got his... Yeah, it's Saw 4 where the guy's... You know, it's decent trap, but it's not that gross like this one, other than the guy open his mouth. This one, foul. The trap itself, not so bad. You know what I'm saying? It was the game that was nasty here.
Yep.
So this guy dies. And, you know, this is kind of a trend of the next two movies here, a theme of it, insurance, which, by the way, makes me nervous as shit that Jigsaw's going to show up in my house anytime. Some pig mask person's going to kidnap me. I'm going to end up in a saw trap. Because, you know, this is my line of work here. I got a few people I'd like to be in the Jigsaw trap from work. I'd love it.
Hell yeah.
It'd be awesome. A bunch of attorneys in California we'll start with. All right. So this movie kicks off. You've got this main guy. His name's William, played by Peter Outerbridge, which, by the way, Vic, you know this main insurance guy? You want to hear something fucked up? You know, so I watched Saw 6 and Saw 7 yesterday and today. Last night my wife was watching some chick flick on Netflix, and this dude's just randomly in it. I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, what you doing here? Yeah. Yeah, I came to bed and this dude's on my TV. I'm like, she's not watching Saw. What's going on here? So, this guy's the scum of the earth. There's no other way to put it. He's the vice president of claims and investigations for a medical insurance company named Umbrella Health. Hey, you think that was a nod to maybe Resident Evil, Vic? Victor? All right. Victor has gone to La La Land for the moment. Anyway, so he supervises he went away. He supervises a team of 6 people who use like a formula that's devised by this guy to determine when it would be appropriate to deny claims. Pretty sure this is pretty close to reality. His team and him are always portrayed as like extremely nitpicky individuals who are, you know, when it comes to work, they're always looking at it for minor errors and faults in applications in order to cut down on costs. Boy, what a you know, this is 8 years later, and healthcare is still a huge issue in this country, rather than focusing on the lives of their clients. Well, William is shown as kind of being in counsel with this company's legal advisor, who's kind of hot. You know, he shares a drink with her in his office, and, you know, they're having a phone conversation. Well, it sounds like a loved one. You're not sure if it's a wife or what, but he says he can't attend a birthday. Apparently it's his sister. Well, the legal advisor, the lawyer, you know, is helping William prepare a deposition, and he's coming under legal fire by a previous client who died after William denied his insurance claims. This is going to be a big part of this movie, you know, as I talked about earlier. Hey, Victor, did you hear what I said earlier about the company that this guy works for? It's called Umbrella Health.
I didn't hear that, but that's awesome.
Well, if that's not a nod to Resident Evil, I don't know what is.
Yes, sir. I like it.
So this whole thing's fucked up. You get a flashback, right? And it's, you know, it shows that this guy is suffering from a heart condition. And William's team, which he calls the dog pit, used an unrelated oral surgery from 30 years ago to justify their denials. And Vic, I said this earlier, but how true is this shit now? Insurance is still a huge issue in this country, no matter which side of the coin you're on. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up either way.
Yes, sir.
So, basically, they're saying that this guy had surgery for like an abscessed tooth or something, and they're saying, well, as you know, that could develop into gum disease, which can develop into heart disease. And it's like, this was 30 years ago. What the fuck? So anyway, they're assholes. There's no other way to put it. And this guy's like, you just sentenced me to death. And you know, William, this main guy, he has no problem with it. He's basically like, good job. You guys continue to keep finding issues with people's application. Let them die. It is what it is. I mean, these people pay premiums for years, but fuck them. So, you know, we now go to the next successor to Jigsaw, who is fucking awesome. Detective Hoffman, played by Costas Mandylor. Our dude. I have to tell you again, Vic, I fucking love Detective Hoffman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. He's been pretty awesome.
Yes. It shows him in a glass box he's hidden away in at the end of Saw 5, which, by the way, let me just jump back to our last episode. The end of Saw 5 was really fucking cool, wasn't it?